Ever wondered how a Hollywood titan like Leonardo DiCaprio first stepped onto the silver screen? Well, it wasn't in a blockbuster drama or an Oscar-worthy epic. It was in a quirky, low-budget horror flick from the 90s that might just surprise you. But here's where it gets controversial. This early role has sparked debates about whether DiCaprio's debut was a forgotten gem or a career misstep he wishes he could erase. Let's dive in and uncover the story behind his feature film launch, exploring why it matters even today. Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the most acclaimed actors in the industry, known for his powerhouse collaborations with director Martin Scorsese, like the acclaimed The Departed, which snagged a Best Picture Oscar, and his memorable villainous role in Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained. His filmography is packed with standout performances that have earned him respect and accolades. Yet every superstar has to start somewhere, and DiCaprio's journey began long before he captivated audiences as the king of the world in Titanic. Surprisingly, his very first feature film was a creature feature, a subgenre of horror movies that typically involve scary, often alien-like monsters wreaking havoc on unsuspecting humans. For beginners, think of it as thrilling, popcorn-style entertainment designed for scares and laughs, often on a smaller budget. The film we're talking about is Critters 3, released in 1991 and serving as the third installment in the Critters series. By this point, the franchise had shifted to direct-to-video releases, meaning it was made available straight on VHS tapes rather than theatrical screenings, which was common for lower-budget sequels. Directed by Christine Peterson and produced by New Line Cinema, this entry transports the adorable yet deadly furry alien creatures called Krites from the rural farms of the first two movies into the bustling streets of Los Angeles. DiCaprio plays a pivotal role in the ensemble cast, portraying Josh, a teenager caught up in the chaos. This marked his first credit in a feature-length motion picture, a significant milestone that set him on his path to fame. In Critters 3, the plot unfolds when the Krites descend on an affordable housing apartment building in L.A. Josh arrives there with his shady landlord's stepfather to inspect the property, but they quickly encounter a terrifying ambush by these fuzzy predators. The stepfather meets a grim end, forcing Josh and the other residents to band together in a desperate battle for survival. It's a classic setup for creature feature fans, blending humor, action, and horror elements. This wasn't DiCaprio's absolute first brush with acting. As a kid, he popped up in small parts on TV shows like Roseanne and The New Lassie, plus a Disney educational video called Street Safe, Street Smart. Just a few months prior to Critters 3, he guest starred on Growing Pains. But stepping into a movie role was a big leap, making this film a notable artifact in his career. Given how far he's come, with roles in massive hits and critical darlings, it's a humble reminder that even legends start small. And this is the part most people miss. Despite its flaws, Critters 3 offers a glimpse into his early talent, showing flashes of the charisma that would later define him. Speaking of flaws, Critters 3 has a reputation that's far from stellar. It's not hailed as high art, but the original Critters films were beloved by horror enthusiasts who discovered them during the VHS rental boom. They were straightforward fun, perfect for late-night viewing with friends. However, Critters 3 doesn't hold up as a pinnacle even within its own series. It boasts a rare 0% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, a score so low it's practically unheard of. Critics and fans alike tend to view it poorly, and no one would argue it's the franchise's strongest entry. Yet that 0 seems overly harsh to some. Could it be that expectations were unfairly high? Or is there something about the film's execution that truly misses the mark? Interestingly, DiCaprio himself has expressed strong feelings about the experience. In a rare interview quote shared by Far Out magazine, Though the exact source is murky, so it's wise to approach it cautiously, he reportedly said, "Critters 3 is possibly one of the worst films of all time. I guess it was a good example to look back and make sure it doesn't happen again." This sentiment reportedly left a lasting impression on him, shaping his selective approach to future projects. Just 6 years later, he skyrocketed to fame with Titanic, which became the highest-grossing film ever at the time, outpacing even cinematic giants like E.T. the Extraterrestrial and Star Wars in box office records. From there, his career soared, and he's been meticulous about choosing roles, avoiding flops in his catalog. Still, labeling Critters 3 as one of history's worst movies feels extreme. Does that say more about the film's quality, or about DiCaprio's keen desire to distance himself from early mistakes? It's a point that divides opinions. Was he being too harsh, or is this just healthy self-awareness? Despite the criticism, Critters 3 deserves a fair shake, especially if you're into creature features. As someone who's binge-watched the entire Critters series recently, I can confidently say it's not among the absolute worst films out there. In my view, the 2019 reboot Critters Attack takes that dubious honor, with its outdated effects and lackluster storytelling. Sure, Critters 3 isn't a must-watch masterpiece, but it captures the same energetic thrills as its predecessors, just in an urban LA setting. The creature effects, though dated by today's standards, still deliver some solid scares and memorable kills, like a hilarious scene where one of the Krites munches on a tenant in a comically over-the-top way. Plus, it sets up the wonderfully absurd Critters 4, which comes with the catchy tagline, "You are what they eat," and is a delightfully campy ride. Of course, no one would rank this among DiCaprio's top performances. Think The Revenant, where he won his well-deserved Oscar or his 6 other Academy Award nominations. He's evolved far beyond low-budget horrors. But watching him as a young actor in this indie affair is fascinating. You can spot early hints of the star power to come, like his natural on-screen presence even in a B-movie. It's like seeing a rookie athlete in a minor league game before they hit the majors. With the right expectations, pure, silly fun, it's an enjoyable time capsule that fans of DiCaprio or horror shouldn't dismiss outright. He might want to bury it, but it's an integral part of his story. For those curious, you can easily find the Critters collection on Blu-ray through Amazon, which bundles several films in the series for a comprehensive watch. It's a great way to explore this quirky corner of cinema history. So what do you think? Is DiCaprio's self-criticism of Critters 3 justified, or is it just a case of an actor growing beyond his early work? Do you agree that it's worth watching despite its flaws, or should it stay buried? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's debate.